guys, welcome to Cozy Magic once again. If you're new around here, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. A brand new season of America's Got Talent has just started and I came across a really amazing magician named Ryan Tricks who performed really amazing magic in the audition round. I mean the trick completely blew me away. But if you've not watched the performance of Ryan Tricks on America's Got Talent, I highly recommend you to go and watch the performance and come back to this video because I'm going to be revealing how exactly the magician could have done this trick. Also, before I jump into the video further, I just want to let you know that this is completely my opinion or my thought on how the trick could be done. In no way am I saying this is exactly the method by which the magician could have performed this trick. This is one way in which I think the magician could probably do this trick, but I'm not 100% sure. But by the method which I'm going to say, you can also perform the same effect, but it's not exactly what the magician did on stage. I think he might have used a completely different method or even slightly different method. I'm not 100% sure, but then this is one way in which I think the trick could personally I think this trick could be done. Okay. Now this trick includes two routines. One is this kind of mystifying touch routine with Howie, and the first routine is basically a card trick. Now I'm going to break down the card trick for you guys. The card trick, I went over it and I thought of different methods, and I feel there's only one method by which this trick can be done successfully, because other methods which I came across, I don't think it's really I don't think he can really pull this off easily on such a large number of, I mean chances of the trick going wrong is very high in that method. So it comes down to this only method, and that is, I think he might have used something similar to the invisible deck. He seats Howie and Simon on stage with him, and then he has two decks with him, and he asks Simon which deck he wants. I feel it's a free choice. Okay, so Simon takes the red deck, I guess. I think, yeah, the red one, and Howie takes the blue deck, and he spreads the cards on the table and shows the cards are completely different to both of them, and then he spreads the cards face down, and then both of them were asked to slide out one card in any position in the deck, and they slide out the same card, which is the 5 of clubs. So I think basically what he might have done is he has created his own gimmick. Let's say I mean, basically you all know how the invisible deck works, right? So it's something similar to the invisible deck. I mean, in an invisible deck, if you spread out, you can only basically see 26 cards, and the other side will have the rest of the 26 cards stuck onto it. I mean, an invisible deck, I mean, it will be something stuck like this. There's a card behind it, right? And I don't have an invisible deck, but I'm just explaining it to you guys. So that's the method in which he could have done this. So what he has done is, basically he's got some about 26 random cards, and then behind each and every 26 random cards, he might have used a roughing liquid and stuck the 5 of clubs in both the decks. Because I got to know this is how he performed it, because when he spreads the cards onto the table, I noticed there aren't exactly 52 cards, or not even close to 40-45 cards, because I'm pretty sure it's not 52 cards. I guess it's kind of 26 cards I think only 26 cards was spread. I'm not exactly sure, I couldn't count entirely, but I'm pretty sure there weren't 52 cards. So that kind of made me think this is the way in which he performed, a brilliantly made gimmick, similar to the invisible deck. I mean, that's one way in which he could have done this, because once you've got 26 cards and use a roughing liquid and stuck 5 of clubs behind each and every card, it's easier. You touch any card face down, you just slide out the top card, the card just stuck on the top. There's a 5 of clubs, so no matter wherever they stop in the spread, I mean, you could land on both the cards. So I mean, that was a great routine, and I think that's the only way in which the magician could have performed this effect. And it was a great trick. But the second phase of this trick is a little bit tricky, because at first Simon was asked to, I mean, not Simon, actually the magician keeps his finger on Howie's palm, and then he asks Howie whether you feel pressure, and then Howie says yes, and once he lifts it off and the pressure goes, right? Then Howie's made to blindfold, and he uses the pressure, and kind of a PK touch routine-ish effect was created over there. And surprisingly, the magician asked Simon to kind of point the finger and rise up, and each and every time Simon points the finger, Howie could feel the pressure, and when Simon lifts his hand, Howie used to raise his hand and say, "Now I don't feel any pressure." Now, since Howie was blindfolded, I don't think he exactly knew what was happening, and I think the magician was not applying the pressure of the finger on him, because he says, do you feel this pressure? So I think he might have used some other form of pressure, like using his knee or his leg to stamp Howie, or kind of touch Howie, or basically I think the magician would have stamped Howie on his toe slightly, and applying pressure and slowly releasing pressure just exactly when Simon was moving his hand, because the magician was looking sharply at Simon when he was moving his hand, and I think he's kind of adjusting to the pressure using his legs, because his seating posture looks a little bit kind of different to me, because when he's performing this. Also, what makes me feel that's how he could have done this trick is because the table which was used for this act was really interesting, because it's a huge table, not very huge, but then it was a round table with a huge black cloth completely covering the table. I mean, that was spectacle for I don't think why he exactly used that black cloth, because I think he had to cover up something, that's for sure, because who knows, everything that's on stage has to have a purpose. I mean, magician won't put something useless on the stage, and I feel to cover up these moves done by the magician, he might have used those I mean that table on the stage, because if you have a look at the table carefully, I mean, there's a huge long black cloth, it completely covers up everything. So I feel that's the way in which he could have done it. And the other thing which I'm not 100% sure about is he hands over a cookie to Simon in his hand and asks to close his arm, or I mean, no, he asks Howie to, do you feel any object in your hand? What could it be? And he's like, you know, he does this kind of an action, and he's like, Howie was able to guess it was a cookie. Now, I feel there are only two ways in which this could also be done. I mean, I guess he went for the wildest of the possibility, and how he would say it was a cookie, or else when he just kind of pointed towards him, he has some of a kind of a speaker device, or any device that would just tell Howie to say cookies, or else I'm not sure how he did it. That one completely fooled me. But the rest of the trick, I think this is how he might have performed it. Not exactly sure. I'll go over it once again. And the cookie part of the trick, I feel like that's a little bit of a setup, or he could have used any of a hearing device and let. So yeah, the cookie part, I'm not sure how it's done. If you know, please comment below. And also, I mean, end of the day, it was a great performance by Ryan Tricks. I truly enjoyed the routine. It was a great audition, and I truly, it's a really, really cool effect, and it was a really great performance by him. So it's time to wrap up the video. Thanks for watching. Just comment below what you think, and thanks for watching the video. I truly appreciate your time. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe and like the video, and watch my other videos too. So yeah, that's all for today's video. I'm gonna see you back in another brand new video of Cozy. Take care, bye bye, peace.